Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. It's me, Eric, one of the education specialists for Easton Bank's Learning and Life Center, and you are back on our channel in our mini greenhouse. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe, like this video, comment, share, and don't forget to click the notification bell to be notified of when we drop new videos, which is every single week. We would like to thank our latest subscriber for joining us on this channel in our journey in the gardens, helping to provide more information to you all in regards to organic practices in a garden setting. Today's video, as you can see on screen, we're discussing the 7 vegetables or herbs that you can grow right now, or you should get started right now for your spring garden. We are currently in Georgia. I think we are specifically in 8B, Zone 8B. And so we have a longer summer season and a longer winter season. But in those seasons, we can still grow a lot of different crops. So right now, we've started, the students have actually started a lot of our late winter, early spring crops, like lettuces, Swiss chard, spinach, cabbages, different types of brassicas that have short periods of growing time. So most plants have 7 to 10 days that they need in order to germinate, and after that, most of the brassicas that the students have started take at least 50 to 60 days. So that's roughly 2 months. So in 2 months, we'll be able to start harvesting some cabbage, and that cabbage is Napa cabbage and Savoy cabbage. Those roughly don't take that much time to germinate and grow until harvest, and so they are a perfect crop for you to grow in your garden if you want a quick turnaround. For the first group of plants that you could get started right now in your garden are brassicas. If you haven't watched our video on the history of brassicas, or not the history of brassicas, but the life cycle of cabbage, where we do dive into the family name brassica, which cabbage is a part of, please watch that video here. But the first group, again, is brassicas, and we have 2 different types of vegetables that you can start right now in your garden, get started in order for you to have a good harvest before the end of April. So we have tot soy Asian greens. These greens love the cold weather. They aren't so frost hardy, but they do like cooler weather. So if you are in an area in the country where you have cool weather right now, I would suggest you get these started. These only take 45 days until harvest. As a reminder, the 45-day count, or any count of days that a seed packet may have, is the day after germination. So again, seeds take roughly 7 to 12 days to germinate in perfect conditions. After that set of time, then you start counting how long it will be until harvest. Okay, so if I start these today, 45s, I'm going to add 45 plus 10 days. So in 55 days, I will be able to harvest these beautiful greens. And you can use this in stir fry and pho, in any type of Asian cuisine, or you can want to add it to a salad. Perfect. Another brassica that the students have already started is Savoy cabbage. Now, Savoy cabbage takes, this specific variety takes 90 days. That's 2 months and 2.96 months. So 2 months and a few days, a little under 3 months. So the students have already started this, which means we will be able to harvest these before April, before the cool weather stops. Hopefully everything works out, because global warming, climate change does affect all of our gardening practices, but as long as we stay ahead of the curve, we should be a-okay. Next up, we have our leafy vegetables. Now these are could be used in salads, in juicing, different types of kitchen practices. So we have lacinato kale, which is still considered a brassica, but we wanted to consider it a leafy green. winter giant spinach, and Swiss chard. Now, for Swiss chard and kale, well, this particular kale, the dinosaur kale, they can withstand some hot temperatures. At our previous garden with the previous school partner, you have seen on our videos that we have grown Swiss chard and kale, the dinosaur kale, throughout all months, throughout all seasons: spring, fall, winter, summer. These two crops do very well within all of those within all of those seasons. However, during the hotter months, you want to make sure that you provide some type of cover, some type of shading for the dinosaur kale and the Swiss chard, because it can become bitter with all of that intense heat, intense sunlight, and with the shade, it provides a cooler temperature surrounding the plant, allowing for the plants to be more acclimated to wherever they're growing. But these are two perfect, I would say, crops to grow to get started in your garden right now, especially if you love salads. For the winter giant spinach, now spinach really loves colder weather. Spinach in our area does not do well in the summer months at all. Even in the spring, when the temperature does get over 70 degrees, it will immediately start to bolt. And so that's why we have started spinach right now, even in February, because as soon as March comes, our last frost is technically between March 26th and 31st. So we don't have that much time in order to actually gain a harvest for the spinach. So that's why we started it so early. We actually started the spinach like the second week of February. Yes, lettuce. Now, this is a perfect lettuce. This lettuce does do good in colder weather, like most lettuce varieties do. I don't know how to pronounce the name, but I will show it on screen for you. This lettuce is so beautiful. I think I have a clip of it. If I do, I will put it on screen for you all. We grew this last year in like November. It did miraculously in the garden. It grew full, nice heads that could be served as like individual pieces for an actual salad bowl, and they look so beautiful. So I would suggest getting either this variety or any other variety that will grow well in your area during a cooler time. Now that we've talked about the first 5 or 6 crops that you should grow right now in your garden, let's discuss some herbs that you should be growing right now. Now, these are 2 herbs that I really would suggest you starting right now. As far as the blue spice basil, this is a lovely basil plant. Last year was our first time trying it out, and it grew very well. It didn't give us any problems in terms of germination, in terms of transplanting. It did very well in those regards. We mainly grew this for the scent because it has a beautiful aroma, but also it's perfect for creating a herbal infusion. As you can hear, I am a little sick. I am still getting over a cold, and I had a tea bag full of this blue spice basil that I grew last year with the students, and it was still good. And so I actually put it in my tea, and it tasted lovely. It has such a nice sweet herbal taste to it. It's not like sweet in terms of like, oh my gosh, that's painful, but it's a nice sweet undertone. It's very, I don't know how to say it. It's como se dice. It's a lovely taste. Just a little honey, some lemon, some ginger with this. Beautiful, and it cleared my sinus a little bit from me having to blow my nose constantly. This really helps. So I would suggest you growing this right now, because a lot of us are being sick right now because the change of weather that causes us to be sick. So I would suggest growing this to help you with your sickness. Another herb, cilantro. Now we have so many cilantro seeds because I think 2 years ago we grew a bunch of cilantro and it all went to seed at one time together. And we harvested all of that seed, and we still have bags and bags and bags of cilantro seed that we saved on our own. And it all does well when it's time to start seed, and it germinates very well. We don't have any low germination rates with it. The only thing I would suggest you do when you're growing your own cilantro is to crack the hull of the shell, because the seed is within the little hole. So you have to just squeeze it a little bit and place it in your container and make sure it gets enough water. If you do not crack the hull of the cilantro seed, you're going to have to make sure that you water constantly in that container in order for the water to penetrate the hole to make contact with the seed. But yes, I would suggest you grow your own cilantro and also save the seed from the cilantro so you don't have to purchase any more seed whatsoever. Alright guys, that's our video today on the 7, hopefully it was 7, it was probably more than 7, but we're going to say our top 7 plant choices that you should be growing right now to get ready for your spring garden. If you have any other recommendations on vegetables and or herbs that people should be growing right now to get ready for their spring garden, please let us know in the comments. Again, make sure to subscribe, like, and comment, share this video. Do not forget to follow us on our social media. It's right there on the screen for you. And also check out our merch store. Please check out our merch store. And we will see you all later in the garden. Bye.